What if one of Hollywood's most iconic love stories was quietly falling apart? For nearly a decade, George and Amal Clooney have been the picture of elegance, influence, and partnership. But behind those glamorous red carpet moments, insiders are whispering a very different story. According to recent reports, the power couple is no longer living like, well, a couple. They're leading separate lives, juggling careers in different countries, and preparing for their longest time apart yet. Is it just the price of success? Or are we watching the slow unraveling of one of Hollywood's last golden marriages? On the surface, George and Amal Clooney seem untouchable, a Hollywood icon married to an international human rights lawyer, both admired for their poise and purpose. But according to sources close to the couple, their marriage is starting to show serious cracks. The reason? They're simply never in the same place anymore. An insider claims they've become so consumed by their careers that they're living in their own little bubbles. While George is knee-deep in directing, producing, and starring in major films, Amal is constantly on the move with high-stakes legal work across Europe and the US. They're leading separate lives, the source said. And not just metaphorically, physically too. Most of their days are spent in entirely different cities, on entirely different schedules. Even when they do reunite, it's often fleeting, with jet lag, deadlines, and calls waiting in the background. The romance that once captivated the world is now running on borrowed time. George Clooney has never been one to back down from a challenge, and his latest project proves it.
I really do enjoy sets, and I do enjoy getting in and playing in them. I had no idea how this was going to work.
For the first time in his career, he's taken the stage in New York City, starring in the Broadway adaptation of Good Night and Good Luck. It's a huge moment. Critics are raving, and he's already picked up a Tony nomination. But the spotlight comes with a cost. According to insiders, George will be tied to New York for the next 6 months, juggling intense rehearsals and nightly performances. Amal, meanwhile, is staying behind in France, where their 2 children are settled. This won't just be their longest time apart, it could be their hardest. Past long-distance stints have reportedly taken a toll on the marriage, and friends say this one feels different. There's a plan, nightly calls with the kids, the occasional weekend visit, but everyone close to them knows this arrangement is risky. One insider put it bluntly, "This is going to test their 10-year marriage like never before." This isn't the first time whispers of a breakup have followed the Clooneys. Back in 2020, rumors swirled that the couple had quietly separated and were heading for divorce. Headlines flared up, speculation ran wild, but nothing was ever confirmed. The rumors faded, and the couple carried on. But the pattern seems to be repeating. Once again, reports are surfacing, not with dramatic accusations, but with quiet, consistent signs of a relationship under strain. There's no official talk of divorce, no legal filings, no dramatic statements. But what insiders are seeing is, in some ways, more unsettling. 2 people slowly drifting apart. No fights, no scandals, just distance. Their public image remains flawless, hand in hand on red carpets, sweet mentions in interviews. But behind that polished exterior, friends say things are far from perfect. And this time, the silence is raising more questions than answers. Amal Clooney isn't just George's wife, she's a global force in her own right. A renowned human rights attorney, she's constantly on the move, fighting high-profile legal battles and advising international courts. Whether it's London, The Hague, or New York, Amal's schedule is packed, and her presence is in high demand. Sources say Amal made it clear from the beginning, her career would never take a back seat. And true to her word, she's stayed fiercely independent, often away for extended periods, juggling high-stakes cases while raising 2 young children. It's admirable, no question, but it also adds pressure. While George is running his film empire, Amal is shaping international law. Their calendars rarely sync, and their priorities, though equally noble, are pulling them in different directions. One source put it bluntly, "She's doing so much around the world that most people don't even know about." It's impressive, but chaotic. And when both halves of a couple are constantly saving the world, who's saving the relationship? George Clooney might be one of the most charming men in Hollywood, But behind the charisma is a relentless work ethic. Friends describe him as a military general when it comes to managing his projects. He's not just acting, he's directing, producing, and overseeing an entire filmmaking machine. In the last few years alone, he's directed The Boys in the Boat, starred in movies with Brad Pitt and Adam Sandler, and produced multiple films under his company. Even at home in Lake Como, a place that should be a peaceful escape, he's built a production facility inside the mansion. That's right. Even in paradise, George is still grinding. And while Amal and the kids are there, the reality is that George often disappears into his work. What was once a romantic hideaway has become a high-powered workspace. The days are long, and quality time is rare. He's chasing passion projects. She's changing global laws. But the price of greatness? It might just be their marriage. As if global careers and parenting weren't enough, the Clooneys are now power players in the world of politics. And that comes with a whole new kind of pressure. During the 2024 U.S. presidential election, George made headlines by urging Joe Biden not to seek re-election. Some insiders say his influence may have even helped shape that final decision, a move that instantly raised his political clout. But with influence comes scrutiny. Shortly after, rumors swirled that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were devastated after being snubbed by George and Amal, suggesting the Clooneys are now choosing sides in elite social circles. That level of political and social maneuvering can take a toll on any relationship, especially when combined with already overwhelming schedules. The red carpet smiles, they're still there. The glowing quotes about each other, still happening. But according to sources, their friends are quietly wondering, can they actually make it? Because sometimes even the strongest power couples buckle under the weight of everything they've built. From Lake Como to Broadway, from international courtrooms to presidential politics, George and Amal Clooney have built a life that looks flawless from the outside. But behind the glamour and power, cracks may be forming. They're not fighting. They're not making headlines with scandals. They're just slipping into different worlds. For now, there's no official talk of divorce, no dramatic declarations, just two people trying to hold on while everything around them pulls them apart. And that's what makes this story so quietly heartbreaking. Because sometimes love doesn't end with a bang. It just fades under the weight of ambition, distance, and time. Only time will tell whether this iconic couple can defy the odds once again, or become yet another Hollywood love story that didn't last.